Shodan, the search engine for connected things. Shodan isn't looking for websites, it's looking for devices. Type a query and you'll see webcams, routers, printers, and industrial controllers broadcasting to the internet like they forgot to lock the front door. Practical example, search for default password camera, and you'll find dozens of unsecured feeds. For investigators, Shodan answers questions like which devices are exposed and what firmware are they running. For attackers, it's a shopping list. Use specific filters, country, product, port, and combine results with banners and service data to prioritize what actually matters. Pro tip, when you see an exposed service, check version strings and known CVEs before you start guessing. That saves time and helps you separate noise from real risk. Census, rigorous certificate and host analysis. Census complements Shodan by focusing on the cryptographic and protocol side of things. It catalogs TLS certificates, fingerprints of services, and historical scanning data. If you want to find expired or misissued certificates, weak cipher suites, or hosts that unexpectedly talk on strange ports, Census will show you the forensics. Example, a company rotates domains but forgets a subdomain with an invalid cert. Census will find that anomaly. Use Census when you need precision. Tracking certificate relationships can reveal infrastructure reuse, shadow services, or forgotten endpoints that matter to investigations or red teams. The Harvester, fast public harvesting of emails and hosts. The Harvester is reconnaissance in microseconds. Give it a domain or company name and it scrapes public sources, search engines, certificate transparency logs, PGP keys to collect email addresses, subdomains, and hosts. It's not fancy visualization, it's raw harvest. Use it early to build a list of targets, leaked admin emails, forgotten subdomains, or corporate aliases you didn't know existed. A useful trick is to run the Harvester before automated scans. It feeds the rest of your toolkit with targets that actually exist. Spiderfoot, automated broad-scope reconnaissance. Spiderfoot is the autopilot of OSINT. Point it at an IP, domain, or email, and it runs dozens of modules across DNS, WHOIS, leak databases, passive DNS, and more. The value is breadth combined with correlation. Spiderfoot will flag relationships you might miss running single tools in isolation. Example, it can surface linked domains, record metadata, and even match leaked credentials to an email. For journalists and analysts, Spiderfoot saves hours by generating a prioritized intelligence report. The caveat, tune modules to avoid noise, otherwise you'll drown in results. Maltego Community Edition, Visual Link Analysis. Maltego turns detective work into a readable graph. Drop an email, domain, or name. Run transforms and watch nodes expand into connections, aliases, domains, linked emails, and social footprints. The Community Edition has limits on transform counts, but it's still great for mapping relationships visually. Use it to show a timeline of connections during investigations. For instance, how an old blog post links to a now-deleted social account. The visual format helps non-technical stakeholders understand the story behind the data. Recon NG, scripted, repeatable reconnaissance. Think of Recon NG as the modular, scriptable version of many GUI tools. It's a lightweight framework with modules for whois lookups, social discovery, and API-based data pulls. The power is automation. Once you build a workflow, you can run it again on new targets and get consistent output. This matters for professional investigations and penetration tests where repeatability and exports, CSV, JSON, are required. Use Recon NG to create a reproducible reconnaissance pipeline. For example, pull subdomains, query APIs for breach data, and export a prioritized list all in one run. Wayback Machine, archive.org, the internet's memory. Wayback is a time machine for web content. People delete pages, change biographies, or quietly remove embarrassing posts. But snapshots remain. Old staff pages can reveal previous email formats, forgotten contact details, or even links to leaked documents. In one investigation, an archived careers page gave away the structure of internal emails used to validate social engineering attempts. Always check archived versions if current pages seem suspiciously blank. The past often contains the breadcrumbs you need. EXIF tool, photo and file metadata excavation. EXIF tool peels back the layers of files. Uploads and photos often include EXIF data, camera model, timestamps, and sometimes GPS coordinates. A single image can reveal where it was taken or what device produced it. Practical workflow. Extract EXIF from an image, check GPS or device ID, then correlate with other findings. Be mindful that many social platforms strip EXIF on upload, so if the metadata is present, it's often an original file or a careless upload. Small tool, massive payoff. Sherlock. Username, footprinting at scale. Sherlock automates the tedious chore of checking usernames across hundreds of platforms. Give it a handle, and it tells you where that alias exists. Social networks, forums, niche sites. This helps you map a person's footprint and find platforms where they might have used the same username and potentially the same behavioral patterns. Combine Sherlock results with image reverse searches and timeline analysis to link profiles that at first glance look unrelated. Metadata and browser lookup extensions. Instant context tools. Metadata and similar browser extensions make investigation frictionless. Highlight an IP, domain, or hash, and right-click to instantly query multiple OSINT services. It's the investigate on the fly workflow. Fast lookups, pivot to deeper tools, and immediate context without flipping tabs. For an analyst, this is indispensable. It preserves mental flow and speeds decision-making. Treat these tools as your quick triage. Validate suspicious items instantly, then escalate to heavier tools for confirmed leads. Have I been pwned? Breach and leaked data hunting. Have I been pwned is the first stop for credential exposure. Plug in an email and see known breaches. Intelligence X goes deeper, archiving leaked datasets, past web content, and historical data that might not show up elsewhere. Use these to assess whether an address or domain appears in leaked dumps. That changes how you communicate with the subject and what security risks exist. If an account is found in a leak, assume credentials are compromised and plan remediation or verification accordingly. OSINT framework, the roadmap for the whole process. OSINT framework isn't a single tool. It's a curated map of tools, grouped by category: people, email, images, domains, leaks, and more. When you're unsure where to look, the framework points you to the right class of tools. It's especially handy for newcomers or when you